What's up, everybody? My name is Kat, and I am going to show you how to make a sourdough starter from start to finish. This is day one. All you're gonna need is a bag of whole wheat flour, some filtered water, and a container to put it in. It will be a lot easier if you go ahead and get a kitchen scale, because measurements in cups are not the same as measurements on a scale. It just doesn't work that way. So all you're gonna do is get a clean container, make sure it is very clean, and you're going to get 60 grams of whole wheat flour and 60 grams of filtered room temp water. You can do room temp, or you can make it a little bit above room temp. And then you're just gonna mix it together, and you're gonna set it in a place where it will stay about 75 degrees to 80 degrees, and you're gonna wait for the magic to happen. And you might think that it will happen fast, but it is a slow process. It will be a while before you're baking really good bread, and that's just part of the process. Everybody has to go through it. I am starting a new one. I actually have an established starter already, but I just left it for a week and a half while we went to the beach, and I'm afraid that I might have ruined it. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to save it, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one, and I just thought that I would video it and share it with you guys, because I know I had to look up videos and recipes and all sorts of stuff to even get started. So I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. Get your container, get your 60 grams of whole wheat flour and your 60 grams of filtered water, and mix it up. Here we go. Oh, and another tip I will say, figure out the weight of your empty container before you start and write it down somewhere. That way you always know how much starter you have, and it just makes it way easier if you do that. My container, 260 grams. I make a little note of that. Now I'm going to put my whole wheat flour. I use King Arthur brand. I don't think it matters which brand you use. The only thing that I have been told is not to use organic flour. Now, I'm sure that there are people that have used organic flour and it works for you, and that's great. I've just been told not to use it, so I don't. But maybe it works for you, and that's wonderful. We're happy about that. What am I doing? I'm going to tear this down. Now that I know how much my container weighs, I'm going to put 60 grams of my whole wheat flour right into my container. 60. I also am going to have to come up with a name for this one, and I think that's fun. I always like naming them. If you have any good names or suggestions for names, throw them in the comments. I think the best one that I have heard or seen, someone was asking for starter and discard names in reference to Grey's Anatomy, and some genius person said to name your starter McYeasty and your discard Double Dose 7. Only Grey's Anatomy fans will understand that, but I just thought it was great. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so perfect. People are really creative. I'm not that creative, I don't feel like. All right, now I'm going to tear this down again and do it this way, because filtered water pitcher, the filter needs to be replaced in it. So I'm having to use bottled water. Just go ahead and judge me. I'm gonna get my filter fixed. I usually do a little bit more water than whole wheat flour, because whole wheat flour absorbs water faster than like all-purpose flour does. I've got 70 grams of water that I'm gonna warm up in the microwave for just a few seconds to get it to room tempish, and then we're going to mix it up. and that'll be it. I have to take my other one out that I leave in there. It's my 10 extra that I'm gonna see if I need. I'm gonna mix up the 60 and 60 first. And then if I still have dry flour in here, then I'm gonna add a little bit of water at a time, just until all the flour is mixed in really well and there's no dry flour. I'm gonna need a little bit more water. That's looking better. Corners of this jar. All right, I think that that's good. When I started my first starter that I have over there that I'm trying to save, I did not have a kitchen scale, so I was doing it by cups. I was doing whatever it says, a half a cup of flour to a fourth a cup of water, or whatever. Maybe I got that backwards, but it just was not the right measurements. It was too much water or too much flour every time until I got this kitchen scale. I just really suggest you go ahead and buy one. They're not that expensive and they make this process a lot easier. I think we're good. The consistency of it is like, it's thick, but there's no dry flour, if that makes any sense. But you want it, I think you want it to be thick. You don't want it to be like super runny, because then you'll have water separation issues. But I don't know, this is only my second time making a starter from scratch. If I'm doing something wrong, y'all please don't hesitate to comment and be like, hey, that's not right. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, I promise. I always try to get every little bit off of there. Now this is debatable because I've seen people debate this in Facebook groups and on all sorts of stuff, but I do not put mine with a seal on it, a sealed top. I just put mine with a loose, very loose top. Maybe that's not right. I don't know, but it works for mine. I don't know. Just whatever works for you. Whatever you have. These tops, they don't seal unless you make it seal. So if you push it down like that, it will be sealed, but I just leave it like that and it doesn't seal it. But it also keeps stuff from getting in there. And I think that I'm happy with it. See how much it weighs. So we have exactly 120 grams. But that makes sense because I did 60 and 60. So perfect. All right, so now basically you're just waiting until tomorrow. And then tomorrow you're gonna look at it and all sorts of things can happen. It depends on where you live, what the temperature is in your house, or what temperature your starter is kept at. Some people put theirs in the fridge, which makes it rise a lot slower. I keep mine in the microwave because I want it to be ready when I'm ready to bake bread. And you can still do that with the fridge. I think you just need to have a more established starter. I'm going to write the date on here that we started this. We started this on March 8th. All right. And then, what are we gonna name it? We just gonna name her McEasty for now? Or him? I feel like McEasty, it has to be a boy, right? We'll change it if we can think of something better. Or if y'all can think of something better. My scale off. I just keep all my stuff together. Just wash it real quick and then I keep it all together because I'm gonna be in here doing this every day. It is all done. I am going to put it in the microwave and leave it until tomorrow, and we will check on it tomorrow and see if we have any bubbles or any rising or any water separation, anything like that. We will deal with it tomorrow. See you guys then. Thanks for watching.